Hey guys, and I'm back with another review, and this time I'm reviewing a very different type of the movie, The Whale. The Whale was a very sad and heartbreaking movie, but I would also say it's a very important movie that totally deserves to be watched. And yes, my shirt certainly doesn't match the type of the movie it was, but oh well. But yes, The Whale, I would say, is a very important movie, but also very sad, tragic, and it totally, as I said, deserves to be watched. This review is a little late because the movie actually came out in the United States back in December, but here it came out only recently, so there we go. The Whale is about this very fat, obese man, Charlie, played by Brendan Fraser, who did a phenomenal job, more on that later, in his performance, who has only like few days to live unless he goes to the hospital, and he really wants to reconnect with his estranged daughter, who's played by Sadie Sink, and she also does a fantastic job in her performance. The first thing that I'll talk about in the movie is the themes and the message. The message, I think, is very, very important and something that lots of people need to hear, including me, because I'm not gonna lie, I tend to eat junk food sometimes, but still. It's about how eating junk food and then being very obese what type of problems it can lead. It also can totally kill you, actually, as shown in this movie, and it can also affect many other people around you, your loved ones, your friends, and everybody, and even people who you work with, because Charlie is a college professor, but he never shows his face. He teaches his students online, and he literally never shows his face to his students because he doesn't want to reveal the awful truth about himself. So as I said, I think it's a very important message, it's very educational, and it totally should be shown. This is very important. And the themes in general are also important, your relationship between Charlie and his daughter is kind of very much explored here, and Charlie deeply loves his daughter even though he doesn't know the way to show it. And his daughter, Ellie, in many scenes, she's actually pretty disrespectful and can be outright cruel, when she posts on Facebook the picture of him as being fat and kind of makes fun of him. But Charlie continues to love her, and he actually tries to desperately find good in her. Yes, their relationship, they have great chemistry together, and their relationship is very touching. And also, it's very relatable too, and shows the family relationship people tend to have in real life. And what I already was talking about, the message and obesity in this movie, whenever you watch a scene how Charlie eats something very unhealthy, which is either pizza or KFC in the beginning, you kind of feel disturbed, because you see how unhealthy and in what type of terrible condition he already is, and yet you know that any junk food that he's eating is not making things better. And fun fact, before I finished the movie, I considered having my dinner at McDonald's, but I didn't go after I finished the movie, because literally the movie made me not want to eat any of that. Yes, as I said, it's a very important, educational, and depressing movie that I really think people should be watching. As I said, not necessarily every day, because this is a very depressing movie that is not something I would ideally watch every day, but as I said, it definitely needs to be watched at least once, because it's really, really educational. Another character I want to talk about is that there is a missionary character who desperately wants to convert Charlie to his religion, although it doesn't really work. And in fact, towards the end, it actually backfires strongly when the missionary further and further insults Charlie and his past, and also for the fact that Charlie is gay and his partner died few years ago, which actually resulted in Charlie eating all the junk food and becoming so fat. Yes, the missionary character, but then we learn about the missionary character that there is a lot more to him than meets the eye, and we learn his backstory. But I will not spoil it here because you gotta see the movie for yourself. And I'm also going to talk about Charlie's daughter, who was kind of a complex character. Like, she kind of was a bully, as I already said before, like how she humiliated her fat father on Facebook, and how she once put few tablets into her father and he fell asleep, which was drugging him. And then she played a prank on this missionary, which caused him to return to his family. And now here is something I want to talk about, because this is a very interesting, ambiguous situation. Charlie, who tries to see the best in his daughter despite how much she bullied him, he believes that she did it to help Thomas the missionary, because she kind of did. But at the same time, seeing what type of bully and mean person she was throughout the movie, it can totally be interpreted as that she tried to yet bully and be mean to another person, and that this time it simply backfired. Like, it's very ambiguous, honestly. But it further makes the movie even better, and it's hard to say which interpretation is the right one. Yeah. And as I said, Sadie Sink is simply phenomenal in the role of Ellie, Charlie's daughter. But the final thing I want to talk about in this movie, and this is important, is Brendan Fraser's performance as Charlie. Because that performance was just phenomenal. Simply spectacular, phenomenal, awesome performance. And he totally deserves an Oscar for acting for this, because, as I said, he was simply phenomenal in the role. Like, you totally feel his emotions, and even he was very good at conveying all the emotions he felt on his face. And he had many different emotions throughout the movie, and he conveyed them all so perfectly. And also, you totally feel his pain, because that's how well he acted. Like, you totally feel what Charlie is going through, and you totally relate to him, you feel sorry for him. And that's all thanks to Brendan Fraser's phenomenal performance. Because, yes, Brendan Fraser's phenomenal performance totally deserves a topic of its own. Because, as I said, the performance was simply fantastic, spectacular. And as I already said, and I'm going to repeat it again, he totally deserves an Oscar for his wonderful performance. And the ending of the movie was pretty bittersweet. Like, I won't spoil the ending because I want you to see the movie for yourself, but I just want you to know it was very bittersweet. On one hand, it was very heartbreaking and depressing, but in some ways there was some closure to it, actually. Okay guys, so here is my review of The Whale, which I think was a very sad, depressing, and important movie that should totally be watched. So, please, watch The Whale, press the like button, please subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you later, bye!